good, y'all. Y'all see what we got. We got the Ironman comics issues 1 through 3. Let's get into it. Starts off fine with Iron Man just showing up, to something that he scheduled to show his appreciation for people who are just like him or who are going to be the next versions of him. It's typical Tony fashion. And by the middle of it, obviously, it's someone who Tony knows or in Tony's history. In this regard, it's like a woman. I think it's Madame Mystique. He has dealings with her in the past, but she comes with AIM. That's some type of organization, underground organization that I don't know too much about, but I think I'm getting more and more into it the more the comics go. But in typical Tony fashion, he has to go save people. And the first issue ends basically with Tony being obsessed with saving those people who are only at that party just for him. Then it has this little nugget of basically the Illuminati, which Tony was supposed to be a part of, but I guess they kicked him out or they disbanded it, but basically they're keeping an eye on Tony. In 2, basically it starts off with Tony talking to Cap while they're fighting, but we don't know they're fighting yet. But he's talking to Cap explaining how he knows Madame Mystique. Like I said, they had dealings in the past. See here, they're in the bed together. And then as I've stated, like I said, like they were fighting and while Tony was explaining all of this. And I think what you got is you got Cap trying to actually get to the bottom, trying to actually get Tony to open up. But Tony, he's so focused on his work, which like he's always been. And he's also showing face. He's very worried right now, but at the same time, Tony feels like he has to put on some type of shield. Like he has to put on a show for people to show that he's Tony Stark and he doesn't get worried, but he actually really is worried. And like I said, that little nugget right there of Cap talking to the Illuminati saying that, yeah, bro, we definitely got to watch him. And this right here is the mistreatment of all of the people who were taken captive at that party that Tony threw for people who are like basically just like them. Basically what AIM is trying to do is they're trying to make another Tony Stark with the people that he handpicked. Now we pick up with issue number 3, and this is AIM, and basically they took a particular one. He's basically, I guess, the closest one, at least right now, to Tony. Basically, they are putting him through a lot of adversity, putting him through a lot of stress, because like I said, they're trying to manufacture another Tony Stark. You have Tony trying to save MODOK because basically, man, like he's the only one who knows where the AIM base is, which me personally, I believe it's going to be a little deception play coming soon. Then you got Zemo coming in from nowhere. He's coming to try to help Tony and them. Basically, this is summing it up right here, right? So basically, Tony makes a joke, and then Zemo's like, bro, Tony, you just can't help from making a joke. Like basically he's saying like, bro, you can't take nothing serious, which again, I think that's Iron Man just showing face, trying to just show that nothing bothers him, but stuff really does bother him. Then you can have classic Tony falling in love with another woman. Basically, look, what's crazy is he still works with Pep. That's like besides the point. Also, he had Madame Mystique just come back and she just messed up a whole bunch of stuff. That's why I always find this funny with Tony, because he keeps doing the same stuff because he's not neglecting, he's deflecting, and he's trying to hide his emotions. At the end of issue 3, we basically get AIM's master plan. What they're trying to do is use all of Tony's past evil-like ideas, because for those who don't know, or those who watch the MCU, it was true. At one point, what happened was someone went into Tony's mind, or Tony went into his own mind, and he made an idea. Like, that's the problem. Tony is his own worst enemy. He always does too much, or he always overthink things, or tries to find a solution when sometimes there isn't one. So what he's trying to do, or what AIM is trying to do now, is they're trying to use all of Tony's very ideas, all his evil ideas, to basically rule the world. And I think what we're about to see is maybe Ultron, but I could be wrong. So far, to me, if you are an Iron Man fan, or if you are interested in the deeper parts of the MCU, I think this is a good series to pick up. Like I said, I love the artwork, and it's clear what's happening with Tony right now. Like I said, he's burying emotions, and this is what got him into this predicament. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Until next time, man. Peace.